Hi, everyone. This is Cindy here with Yoga Body Elements, Uptown Wellness Festival Chicago, and Women's Circle Chicago. And today we have our next guest lead for our November 17th Women's Circle Chicago. Maureen Spielman will be speaking at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in person, and you can also join us virtually. Maureen is the founder of the Mystical Sisterhood podcast, and she also has been trained as a spiritual psychology and conscious parenting coaching. She is devoted to guiding women back to their truth and an expert in communication as a speech language pathologist. So, Maureen, thank you for being here and saying yes to speaking at this month's Women's Circle Chicago. And for people who don't know who you are, Maureen, who are you?
Uh, Thank you, Cindy, so much. I'm really honored to be here and excited for our talk this coming Monday night. I am Maureen Spielman, and like you said, I'm sitting here because I founded a podcast called Mystical Sisterhood, and went through coaching, I guess, and said like, oh, I'd like to come and present. And I'd say, I got to know you through your energy healing services, and that's why we're together too, which is so beautiful. But I am those things professionally now. I'm a mother of three, a former speech language pathologist, and I like to bring in sort of those skills of communication, language, how we use our voice, elevating our voice into the practice of guiding women to their truth, like you said, and to embody, I think, why they are here on planet Earth, what their gifts are to share, what's here to heal, taking a look at what holds us back and finding ways to really embody how we want to live. So I think that's what brings me here, and an excitement to be able to speak to, I think, your community and whoever comes from my community and who's ever called on Monday night. So I'm excited.
Well, thank you for saying yes. And I I feel like you kind of answered it, but what had you say yes to speaking at this particular women's circle?
Well, I think that, oftentimes people will say this if I host something too, but I love your energy and I love the energy of your space. And I feel like it's sort of a like magnet attractor point in the city. And so I can see just people being drawn to it. But, when we kind of talked about what the topic would be, you know, the topic can be really a wide variety of things. But I really said yes because I love getting people together and talking on, I feel like, a soul level where we can drop any of the masks or the roles or the events of the day or things that are going on in our life. And we can sit in circle together and really, I think, if we're called to it, be vulnerable, share the spaces of our lives that we may need support with. And so kind of turn to women to hold one another because we're all going through our own lives, and they're full of beauty and they're full of challenges. So I think calling women into circle, my intention would be to just create a really soulful, compassionate, safe space for us to gather and then bring the topic of the day. But I think it's the qualities of just bringing in non-judgment and bringing in, hey, I see you for what you're going through. And again, in both the things that are harder in our life, but also to celebrate all the beautiful things that are happening too. I think it's kind of, I was talking to someone just earlier today about how, it all occurs in the same space really. And even on my podcast, it would be that joy and healing can occur in our lives, at the same time. So those are some of the reasons.
I think that's so good, just mentioning that the joy and the healing can happen, just being able to see, to create a space. And I don't know the word coming in as lens, just be able to see from that space, where is the joy, where is the healing in this? Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's really good. So you do have a topic. Do you want to share a little bit more for those who are curious and interested about coming on Monday, what it is
hmm
that you'll be speaking
Yeah.
about?
Definitely. Well, I think that we had called it or put a name to it, and it was the art of completion and creating what's next in your life. And so, what my intention is for the evening is to, begin. I want to make it a space that's not just me talking at the front of the room, like the more workshop, but really interactive, because I think that's why we come to. We come to learn and to see what guidance is here, but also to share. And that, I feel like that helps us grow and transform so much. But the evening will have a centering process and intention setting, introduction of who you are, if you're here in the space, and then moving into, what is completion, what in your life. And I was reflecting on my own life and all the completions I've had, all the different roles I've moved through, the different chapters of my life, um, the things that I've gotten through, whether they're small or they were more monumental. It's like, what have we been through, and what do you feel you're completing? And really naming it and honoring it, and I think it's what you do so well, is like, how do we make these things not just, oh, this happened this year and we've gone through this, but really honor it and ritualize it, and almost like bless yourself for having, you know gone through it with whatever your process was. And I'm sure it's full of grace and just beauty and the lessons learned. And then moving, I feel like when I was thinking about it, it's kind of trifold in a way, like completing. What are you completing? What are you moving through? How do you see yourself in the process? How can you honor? How can you appreciate? How can we ritualize this? How can we really make it something that you can really give yourself just so much, I guess, love, or pride's the wrong word, I think, but just really marking it. And then when we do that, I believe that we're freeing, in a way, more energy to move into what we're creating, what's next. And I kind of like the balance of, so that third of the, either the reclaiming or a claiming, something you've never claimed before, something that's rising within you that wants to be expressed, or a new way you want to be in a relationship, or if you're saying goodbye to an old role, like a people pleaser or the good girl or the overdoer. Maybe the role is being completed, and you're setting big intentionality. And it's November, so we're not exactly at year's end here, but we're nearing it. And so it's kind of a beautiful way to be like, wow, I'm sort of escorting myself through these last months of the year with a lot of grace, with a lot of self appreciation, with a lot of witnessing of our own process. And then I think it'll be fun because we'll be doing it for one another too.
Excellent. Is there anything that women should prepare for, anything to bring to prepare for this, share this experience that you're sharing with us on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, I was thinking, it was in front of my sink in the house and thinking, like, I think I'll just dress comfortably. So I'd say dress comfortably. It's a very casual time together. If you want, I think that I'm going to have, some handouts that people can kind of um, reflect on when we have our little quiet spaces. But if you want to bring a journal, if that's the way that you take notes, I would say feel free to bring that. And if you see this video and you're like, oh, okay, light bulb, and you have a journal and you say, like, that's a good question. What have I moved through? What do I feel like I'm completing? Am I moving? Many people may have had a child go off to college, and so they're now the empty nester, or whatever it is. Or maybe you're moving through a new phase without your parents, if you had lost a parent in the last year. Or, it can be a lot of different things, but I trust the listener that they will know what it is in their life that they've moved through and they're ready to complete. So if you come with ideas, great. If not, if you're a blank slate, then that's perfectly fine, because I think that a lot will emerge for you. So I would just say be comfortable if you want to bring a journal, if you want to think about it. And my intention is, I know that there's not a lot of time that night. If we really think about it, we'll have intro, and I think you do your cacao and the heart opening, but let's just take what we have, and I'll create the guidance, and I will also create space for the sharing. So I'm excited. It's a beginning.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. A completion to a new beginning. That's great.
Mm. I like it too.
What I'm hearing is, if you are inspired watching this video and you're joining us in person or virtual, you can start thinking about those questions now, bring them with you, and there will be time and space that night to also
Mm.
consider what that is for you. Oh, excellent. So, is there anything else that you want to share, Maureen? How can people find you if they're interested in learning
Thanks.
about you, your podcast, what it is that you're creating in the world?
Oh, thanks, Cindy. Well, I was going to say, if you're thinking about coming, please do. And think about bringing a friend too, because sometimes it's nice to have a partner when you walk away from something to be able to discuss and share. So that just came to mind. And all of my information really can be found at maureenspielman.com. So Maureen, Spielman.com. And the podcast is on there. Mystical Sisterhood is just finishing. Whew, I can't believe it, but 3 years of podcasting. I think yesterday was episode 152, and I have not missed a week. And you will find amazing guests on there. I think Cindy's going to be one of my upcoming ones as we move into 2026, which is going to be a great year. Um, but I do coaching, and I love, bringing women's voices out into the world, and just the podcast is just a great portal for all these different modalities to be considered in our lives when we're seeking support or healing of any kind. I mean, it's just, I've met the most beautiful women through it. And on Instagram, I'm at Maureen Spielman. So, that's pretty much it. Those are the places that you'll find me online. I'm not as good at Facebook.
It's all good. So we will tag your Instagram handle here. So
Okay.
Maureen there, and then definitely start following her Mystical Sisterhood podcast. And Maureen, and just lastly, you have experienced a women's circle. Is there anything that you can share about your experience being there, just as a guest
Mhm.
attendee?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that you create a really warm and welcoming space. I mean, from what I could see, because I've done one Saturday one and one evening one, because I'm a little bit out to the west of the city, and I feel like people settle in really quickly. It's like it's like I mean, I don't know who on my last one knew you or didn't know you, or I know there was a first timer there, but everyone just kind of like migrated to get really comfortable pretty quickly. So I think that it's just a relaxing experience that even from 6 to 7:30, you'll be on your way pretty early. But what I've attended with you, I always walk away with more than I came in with. So, I mean, that's what I'd say to anybody who hasn't been yet. Like, give this, if you're in the area, if you're in the vicinity at all, come, because it's going to be a really soulful time. And I think that the great thing is you have the consistency with the offering. So it's here for you every single month with so many different offerings too. But yeah, I'd say the warmth and the just welcoming.
Thank you for sharing your experience. I'm glad it was your experience.
Mm-hmm.
So excited to host you on Monday. Please pre-register. We do serve the ceremonial for cacao for those who want to have some cacao as a part of the introduction circle. Again, thank you, Maureen, for taking time to share a little bit more about who you are, what it is that you're bringing to the world for women, and what you'll be sharing on Monday. Looking forward to having you.
Yeah, thank you.
And until then, we'll see you on Monday.
Okay, see you Monday.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Cindy.